commissioners signed a proclamation yesterday stating that September is National Recovery Month in the county of Bartow County. So from now on,
that's great. Way to go, Jeff.
Next up, the first speaker that we have today is the Executive Director of the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse and one of the people that made this possible. Her name is Neil Kaltenecker. Everybody?
Good. My name is Neil Kaltenecker, Director of the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, and I'd like to thank the Department of Behavioral Health for giving us money to give these mini grants out all over the state. One of 18 events that happened all over the state. We've had some that had 20 people. We've had others that have had 2,500 people in Mosley Park. All to talk about and celebrate recovery. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And if you go to the SAMHSA website or the recovery.gov website, you can see events like this all over the country that happened this past month. And what that tells me is that people are really excited about recovery. I'm a person in long-term recovery, and what that means for me is that it's been a little over 22 years since I've had my experience. You wonder how I look so young? Because I got well when I was 6. I was 30. I'm old. I'm a grandmother. I was just showing Sherry my grandson. If you want a picture, to see a picture, just come up and I'll show you several, because that's one of the benefits of recovery. And if it weren't for recovery, I would not be able to enjoy my grandson or my daughter or my family or my job or my home or anything else that I have that's good in my life, because my life wasn't so good 22 years ago. And I owe all of it to my higher power, to God, to people like you who keep me strong and keep me going, because I could not be here, would not be here without you. So. Right. And I have to give a special thanks to my friend Sherry Jenkins Tucker, because many times when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is get a hug from Sherry, or I talk to Sherry and she says, you know, really, shut up. And, y'all get that from her too?
The queen of empathy, that's what they call me.
What about? Life is great and you keep me going. I need it. I learned so much from you, not only on the business side of things, which helps, but also on the friendship side. I value friendship more than you know. So thanks to all of you. Enjoy as many hot dogs as you can eat. Are we having a hot dog eating contest today? There's a lot left.
I just want to introduce Sherry Jenkins Tucker. She's the Executive Director of the Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network, and the Peer Support and Wellness Centers are a project of the Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network, and she does so many other great things, and we're very lucky to have her here today. Thank you.
My recovery journey has really meant everything to me, and I wouldn't be here today with you all if it hadn't been for the things that I've experienced in my life. I've been a person that has really literally struggled with mental health challenges in my life. I would love to tell you that I was completely free of those today, but it's not true. But the great news is about 15 or so years ago, I ran across this thing called recovery. And I was actually told by somebody while I was, probably in one of the deepest, darkest places in my life, that there really was much to hope for, and that in fact I too could recover and move forward with my life. And not so long before I got that message, I had been living homeless and helpless in the backseat of a car. I'm happy to say that it was an Oldsmobile 98 and not a Volkswagen Bug. So if you have to live in the backseat of a car, it might be an old junker 70s model, because those cars were big, I couldn't afford to buy gas to put in the sucker, but by golly, the backseat was comfy. So it really wasn't funny at the time, but I laugh about it now because then it doesn't have to be so painful. And well, it's not so painful anymore because I survived it. And a few years ago I was living homeless and helpless in the backseat of a car, and today I'm the executive director of the Georgia Mental Health Institute. And I can't tell you what a wonderful honor it is to be able to do this work. Like Neil said, she gets to get up every day and think about recovery, and so do I. And we get to come together a lot and strategize about how we're going to be able to move this recovery and wellness thing forward in our state. And we also have a national piece of the work we do. And and as far as I'm concerned, it's planetary. Who knows what they're going to find on Mars, and we might be there for the next recovery. So I know that I was homeless and helpless and desperate not so very long ago, and if I could be there and now here today, it's true for each and every one of us in this room and all of the people that we know and hang with and live with. And so one of the things that I want us to take away from here is, as James pointed out, it's worth it because we're worth it. And I'd like for you to communicate that to everyone that you know that will listen to you. Because I look around this room and I see faces that look back at me full of hope and expectation. And I know that you all come into contact with people that may not be there yet. And so if we can carry this message of hope forward to everyone we come into contact with, it's sort of like that paying it forward idea, then this rally, this intimate rally here in Cartersville can become something that changes life after life after life as it touches person after person after person. And we don't have to have an audience of, we don't personally have to have an audience of thousands or millions ourselves. Probably this work is best done one person at a time.
The next person I want to invite up here is somebody that's a Bartow County resident and a very huge supporter of the Peer Support and Wellness Center, Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network, the Georgia Council on Substance Abuse, Cynthia Wainscott.
I want to tell you why I support Peer Support and Wellness Centers. 2 words: they work. Peer supports is a huge and important part of that. Peers can do things that nobody else can do. They understand things that nobody else understands. We need a revolution so that old way, which is based on old technology, is not allowed. That it is as shameful as what happened to our citizens before the Civil Rights Movement. We need a revolution that says we don't want people to die 25 years earlier than the general population. We have a big challenge in today's budgetary times. Money is very, very tight. The economy is not good. We all know that. But there's a lot of money in our system, and if we redirect it, we can do an awful lot of good while the economy is recovering. One of the ways money has been redirected right here in Bartow County is to create peer support, wellness, and respite centers.
Yeah.
That was not new money. That was money that was redirected from other programs that were less effective into one that is fabulous. James Duffy has now joined us for about the last 2 or 3 months. It's something called the Georgia Recovery Initiative. And we spent about 6 months trying to figure out what the heck that was after we created it. And when we began, it was, I think, about 8, 9 people, Mark, maybe?
We got about 12 now.
And now we're growing. James is one of them that's been added. And he didn't get added because we know him. He got added because he's good and he makes good things happen. Yeah.
Yay, James!
What is it that has helped you get into recovery, and what is helping you maintain it? So how did you get it, and how do you keep it? What has worked for you?
Friends.
Friends, support?
Network.
Oh, wait a minute. Say again.
Network.
Network. Hope.
Hope.
Hope. How do you get the hope?
Support.
Support. Respite, having a place to go when you need to not go to the hospital, but you need something.
Dogs.
Dogs. 2 paws up. Okay. What somebody said to me the other day, and I think it covers all the things that you just said, and that is love. Be in a place where they're going to love you, even if you're having a bad day. They're going to respect you as a human being, no matter what's going on in your life, and they will put their arms around you and care for you. We've got that here in Bartow County, and we really, really want it. You are the champions. We're going to try to help and be your warriors. Let's get that revolution going.
All right, Cynthia.
A public speaker, but I have read a lot about public speaking and how to do it. And I just want to say I've never seen so many people in their underwear in my life. A person put his reputation on the line and stood and spoke for me to get a job, and 3 very important people interviewed me and gave me the opportunity to work for the Cleveland Center. And it's changed my life. It really has. And I've got a new family, I've got a new family in Cleveland, I've got a new family in Decatur, and I've got a new family in Cartersville. And
That's right.
it just means so much to me, and these wellness centers is where my recovery's happened. And I have meaning in my life now, and I have a future I look forward to.
Until I got to the respite center that I felt like I fit into this world. They've rescued me at least 6 times this year from being hospitalized. My head gets mixed up with a lot of thoughts. I'm on medication and it's regulated, and I also suffer from alcoholism and addiction problems. So, I had an eating disorder at 14, and it just cleared up this year with the help of the people at the respite center.
We know what you mean.
Helping me to learn how to set boundaries, learn how to get a self-esteem, which I never had. I always felt like I didn't belong in this world, and I'm just so grateful that they've shown me a way of life that makes me want to stay, because I woke up every day just praying to go to, just go. I already was in hell, and it was my own, I was in hell. It just wasn't worth living anymore. And with the respite center, it gives me hope, which I never had. And now I enjoy waking up to hear the birds chirping and just the trees and just the little things, which with God and the faith of a mustard seed, I've made it. So I'm just very grateful.
When I first came to the peer support, I was actually homeless, and I was bad in my addiction, and now December will be a year since I've been into and like today I have my own apartment, and I have a job. I watch kids, so it's like a job, you know. And I have a car, and I go to the peer support, you know, as much as I can, and they're like my family. Like without them, I don't think I could do things that I do. And like next Tuesday, I'm actually going to go take my GET test. And I wouldn't be able to do any of that if I didn't have just the love and support. You know, like the people that work here, they're my family. You know, they keep me going and they give me hope and dreams that I can become someone else.
Don't never let nobody bring us down again. Because this is all in our hands now. This is our hope, our faith. Let's keep it and let's grow with it. Hey, Bartow!
Just growing up, and not too long ago, I felt like that. I had the world figured out. And then the podium fell.